Hey everybody, this is Soph,
This is Rich
and we are from
from
across
across
the
the
pond.
pond.
It's Friday!
Boo, 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 doo, 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 doo. Mm. How goes it, Rich?
How was your week? You know, I'm a gentleman, ladies first.
All right, why not? Get straight in. My week, yeah, my week was good. Well, I say my week was good. The studio in the garden's coming along. It's been plastered, been painted. It is almost, we're at the penultimate stage. It's nearly Romeo done. I went to my uncle's funeral yesterday.
My condolences.
Thank you. I mean, don't get it twisted. It was a beautiful service, and it was really nice to see family. It's just a bit annoying that you haven't seen family for over a year because of Corona, and the first time you see them is at a funeral. But all the same, it was nice to see people. It was a lovely service. The sun was out. Sun only shines for the good ones. I'm on a mission today, which is why I am somewhere else, but we keep it 100. We do not miss the show regardless of what's occurring.
Straight with no chaser.
So here we are. Yeah, so there's no backdrop for me, no t-shirt. You are repping us today.
Yes, from across the pond too.
But we're still here. We are still here.
Here. We are still here, and we're gonna make it happen. What about my week? My week has been very uneventful, which is always a good thing. A lot of personal stuff going on, but nothing that I can't handle because this S on my chest is real. I'm excited for this weekend.
We got a lot coming up this weekend, but we'll fill you in
weekend
at the end. Yeah.
Other than that, it's been quiet, and I think, like I was telling someone at work, sometimes when you have uneventful weeks, that's meant for you to just take time out for yourself and just reflect. Or
I feel like this week has been really jam-packed busy and has gone really quickly because there's been so much squeezed in. It's been one of them.
Yes. What's going on in the news?
In the news, well, they're on about Prince Philip's funeral because that's tomorrow. So that's been a vocal point, prepping about that. And to be honest, I'm not really going to talk too much about the news because it's mainly been about stuff that's happened in your side of the pond. But we're going to touch about that in more depth on Sunday. So obviously today there was the shooting of the 13-year-old boy.
13-year-old boy.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
I'm not looking at that. I'm gonna be hot.
Listen, we're on different time frames, folks. Don't blame him. He's literally just got out of bed. You can read up on that.
Oh,
but yeah.
Oh, I'm about to go off. Sunday is going to be
about the military guy, about the police officer who shot someone because she thought she was using her taser. Yeah, so them things have been in the news here, but like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about them because we're going to talk about that on Serious Sunday.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it. Here, like you said, the world is going upside down. You have they had the closing arguments of the trial in Minnesota about my man who put his knee.
Floyd?
Yeah, George Floyd. The cops, lawyers had closing arguments this week as far as...
So, sorry to interrupt, that means just the verdict's waiting to come back now?
Right. In the meantime...
Sorry, when will that be?
I do not know. In front. Because the way I've known, I've been in a bunch of courtrooms, and I know it could take 45 minutes or it can take weeks. So we don't really know. It depends on the
jury. Okay.
So I know the closing arguments was this week. So I guess they're just waiting for a verdict. And like I said, I can't give you a time frame on that. But when it pops up, we're going to talk about it.
We are live and direct.
Sad to say, there's a lot of racial stuff going on right now. Like you said, we had a lieutenant who got pulled over, and he did it smart as usual. He pulled over into a gas station, well lit, so you could see everything. They pulled him over for a traffic violation, which he didn't have a traffic violation, and they pepper sprayed him. And if you watch the video, he tells them everything.
Mm-hmm.
They said he didn't have a license plate, which he had just bought the vehicle, and the license plate was on his dash. It wasn't where a normal, because he had just got it.
I mean, I know that we did say we were going to touch on it on Sunday, but there was a similar situation here in the news. I'll have to send you the video to watch before Sunday, where you see the copper, there's two coppers, white coppers are talking to the black guy, and he's saying, I don't understand why you pulled me over. You literally drove past my car and then came back to purposely pull me over. And the copper started saying, well, you don't have a number plate on, it's just blank. But it transpires, it's at the back of his car. So basically the guy was saying to him, there's no way you would have known that because you were coming towards me. So how could you know that? Because it's on the back. And so they start fumbling, and he was like, exactly, why did you pull me? You've got nothing better to do with your time. I'll have to send you the video. So yeah, that seems to be a popular thing.
I don't know what is in the water, but I think, you heard it here first. It's going to be an ugly summer. Because I'm a black man and I'm getting kind of fed up with it. Also in the news, we had the lieutenant, we had the 20-year-old who got shot by a female officer with the whole taser gun incident. That's a whole mess. And then on social media, a young man was walking in his neighborhood, and in a residential neighborhood similar to the one I'm in. So I'm really hot about this. And a man comes out of his house and harasses the young man. The young man got to be about 13, 14 years old. And one, the young man wasn't being disrespectful. Two, he's telling the man, I live in this neighborhood. And the man's cussing at him all in his face. A grown man at this, grown man. And then he shoves the boy. And then, you know what? His wife is filming it. They all can get that smoke on Sunday. They all getting it. Everybody across the board is getting my smoke on Sunday.
The thing is, all I know is if that was Alfie that come home and said that, or I see that video on social media, it's going down.
Sunday, I have an incident in this neighborhood with my son, and I'm going to tell you how I handled it.
Okay.
Sunday, it's going down. I want all the smoke, every last bit of it. I'm over it.
All right, well, we can fill everyone in about Sunday at the end of the show because there is a lot to happen between now and Sunday anyway, but that's at the end of the show. So that's how was your, yeah?
So that's how we do it here. Today is from Friday. We'll throw all that other
That's what happened in the week. That's what happened in the news. Fun Friday. What is the TOPIC?
Talk shows.
Talk shows.
I grew up watching talk shows, and I never thought in a million years that I would be linked with this beautiful young lady from across the pond. And we are at how many episodes now? I want to say 48.
But maybe this, I think this might be 49. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you,
over 6,000 views.
Yes. We have 234 subscribers.
Okay, I have got a screenshot to send you, but I'm going to read it out now because YouTube did actually email me today, and they said, "Across the pond with Rich and Soph, here's how your channel did this month: 140 new subscribers, 1,520 views, and 4,793 total minutes watched so far this month."
And that's just in a month, people.
We're only up to the 16th, so it's not even a month, people.
It ain't even over. And that's what we're trying to say.
Hello. to the new 140
talk
people.
shows, yo. We coming for these talk shows, yo. They don't.
Okay.
I want all the smoke.
What is your most favorite talk show of all time?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm showing my age here, but the very first time I've ever watched a talk show was the show was called Donahue.
Okay. Was that the host's name? Is that why it was called that?
Yeah. Donahue was like, he was an older white guy with glasses, and he kept it 100. I went on YouTube the other day because I knew we were going to be talking about this. So I went on to YouTube and tried to remember like his topics. But he was talking about race and everything back then, getting it in. And then you had.
Did he interview Muhammad Ali?
I couldn't tell you. I don't even want to lie. I was like a kid, and that was the very first talk show I've ever seen because my grandma used to watch it religiously.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you Okay.
Go for it.
No, carry on.
No, go for it. Because there's a list of talk shows back in the day that I used to watch.
Well, the first one I ever remember watching was called This Is Your Life. And I can't remember the guy's name. I want to say Michael Parkinson, but it wasn't. But basically, it was, I'm sure it was on a Sunday. I want to say Sunday, maybe it was Friday, who knows. But basically, it took it in turns of like, say me and you, right? I present This Is Your Life, you're a celebrity. So we'll be like, today, folks, we are having Rich, This Is Your Life. So then when you're at work or doing your show, whatever you do, I'm going to come and surprise you and be like, whoa, I've got the red book. Here we go. Take you to the studio. I'm going to open the red book and I'm going to just basically just your whole life from start to finish. And then different people come out. Like it would be, then you met such and such. Then you married this person. And here are your kids. And then you worked with Vin Diesel. Here he is.
Dope. They should. Now that's a show they should bring back.
Oh, well, I always remember thinking. That
sounds dope.
I always remember thinking, well, I want to have the red book and be on This Is Your Life, and somebody to be like, this is what you've done. Look at all these videos. Look at all these people. Yes. Loved it.
Now, I'm going to tell you. Now, when I became a teenager, there were certain shows that like everybody was watching, like Geraldo, Jerry Springer.
I love Jerry Springer. And do you know what? I was only talking about that yesterday because I just used to love it. Like, I mean, to be fair, I watched it for the first time. How old am I? I'm say 25 years ago. And you'd sit there and the most popular one was, I've got a secret to tell you. I used to be a man. And then they'd go, whoa, Jerry. Love them ones.
Oh, yeah. They used to go.
But I didn't.
Twins.
Do what, sorry?
I used to hate my twin brother. He loved that show religiously. I hated that show.
I liked it, but as the years went on, I think they either run out of guests or they run out of things to talk about. So they then turned stupid and they started having food fights and stuff on stage. When it got to that point, I didn't watch it anymore.
Yeah, I'm agree with you on that one because I was like, and then you had, It was I call it ratchet TV. It was just something that just kept your attention for an hour. It was like, I think he became popular because it was right in that hour between, getting off of school and your parents coming home. So you had that like hour where it was like, you felt like an adult because you was listening to everybody's business.
Okay, do you know the one? Do you know the one actually I used to watch before Jerry Springer?
What was that?
Ricki Lake.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I love me some Ricki Lake. But then there was this other one called, I want to say Jenny.
Was she an old lady with glasses?
You know what? I don't know if I got her mixed up with another lady because there was the blonde-haired lady. She actually, don't quote me on this, but her show got canceled because she put this guy on the show. They call him up and they asked him if, they're willing to come on this show, yada, yada, yada. And the guy said, as long as it ain't no funny business, I ain't got no problems with it. They tell him, yeah, there's no funny business. He get on that show and it was like a crush. And you can see the man's face demeanor change. A dude came out and was talking about how he had such a crush on him. And the guy was just like, okay. You know, I mean, you can tell like his demeanor changed. Like at first he was just like, you know, they asked him all questions like, you know, if you had a crush, you know, how you would, you know, he was like, it was cool. You know, he was cool at first. When that dude came out, he was like, cool. And then she used to have it to where she had all her guests like on the thing, and they had him down at the bottom, and the crush was like catty corner to him. He killed that guy after the show.
Funny you should say that. Actually, we used to have a talk show on here for years. It ran every morning. It was on Monday to Friday, called Jeremy Kyle. I mean, he came to the States and done a couple of things in the States. Jeremy Kyle in America, blah blah blah. And he would get people on. He'd have to talk about like drug addicts, like who's your biological father, all that jazz. And then about, I want to say 3 years ago, somebody went on the show and a little while later committed suicide. So they pulled the rug on the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. And I ain't seen, no one's seen him since.
I know, but then you know what? I feel like when you misrepresent something like that, hey, you get what happens. That's why, you know, I was thrown off. I was just like, but again, and that was Sally. Sally Jesse Raphael,
that's it.
With the glasses.
Yes.
She was the truth too, but then you know who came in and shut it all down? Oprah. Oprah came and shut it down. She shut it down. Oprah shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, for me, your main two after Jerry Springer was Oprah and then Ellen.
Ellen right now, to me, is still the truth. Now, she's under a lot of fire lately.
I know. What is that about?
You know what?
You don't know?
I didn't really deep, you know, dive into it. I didn't really do a deep dive in it because I feel like once you get to a certain plateau in anything, your dirty laundry starts coming out. Her employees were complaining that she's just difficult to work for. And they said the same thing for Oprah. They said the same thing for what's his name?
Listen, you know when it's something good going for a while, somebody's gonna have something to say. We know that haters or whatever is gonna have something to say about it. I don't
really know the whole story, but I just know that a lot of her employees are complaining she's hard to work for. Yada yada.
Who ain't hard to work for? Do you know what I mean? Probably somebody asked for a day off and she said I can't do it, so all of a sudden she's the worst thing since sliced bread.
You're right. Worst thing since sliced bread. And just like with Oprah, she giving away cars and all kinds of stuff. Look under your seat.
This is what I mean. That same person that complained, I bet they didn't complain last Christmas when they was getting a big fat bonus check. Do you know what I mean? But
now, these new talk shows are popping up where there's like a group of them, like The Soup and The Talk.
Yeah, we've got one similar called Loose Women that have 4 women. You know, like every Monday to Friday.
You said they're 4 loose women?
Well, they're called Loose Women.
Oh, well, okay. Now Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah.
She exited her show due to the fact she has said some stuff about her co-hosts, and that got out, and some of them were racially motivated, I guess I want to say. Don't quote me, but this is my opinion. She's wild like that. Like there's certain people that, like, yes, if you say some racist stuff, you got to take in consideration who you are and what you're all about. And I just look at like
the thing with Sharon Osbourne. There's a situation over here. Piers Morgan used to do the talk show Good Morning Britain in the morning with Suzanne Reid. Love me some Piers Morgan because he tells it as it is. Let's just get this out, because people keep saying to me, how can you like him? He's racist, this, that, the other. Let me just tell you how it is. I love Piers Morgan for the fact that he gives his opinion and says what he thinks. I personally do not agree with some of his opinions. I do some, not all of them. I don't agree with what he says, but I like the fact that he says what he thinks and just, well, basically don't care, you know. So
no chaser, period.
It all started after the big old Oprah thing with Meghan and Harry. He went into work and said they're basically lying. He didn't agree with anything they said. He didn't agree with what Meghan was saying. And then Alex Beresford, who's a weatherman on there. Oh, I love me some Alex Beresford. If you're listening, Alex. He basically got into it saying he'd had enough of Piers just basically giving his opinion and shut him down. So Piers walked off and then literally never came back. Said, that's it, I'm quitting, I'm done.
But didn't he come back though?
No, he didn't come back. He put something on his social media that he was coming back, but if you look at it, he put it on there on 1st of April. So it was an April Fool. But then after that, that's when I see Sharon on the telly having a conversation with these chicks on that talk show, basically about racism. And then the next thing, she's done up and gone. So.
Well, she shared some stuff about her co-workers, and that's transpired. I don't want to get deep into that because Serious Sunday is coming. I want all the smoke. And then what other shows that I like? Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a big Dr. Phil fan, but when he first came out, I thought he was hilarious because I was like, who is this country dude? And what is he talking about? And now it then got to the point to where he got his wife on there now. I mean, like,
it's a family affair now.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then now he's thrown under the bus because you remember the chick from Catch Me Outside or Catch Me Outside? She's saying that he was trying to spit game to her and stuff on his ranch.
He was trying to what?
He has a ranch, right? That he would have people on there like recovery and stuff like that. And she was on there too. And she said while she was at his ranch, he was spitting game. And my thing is, I doubt it. Sometimes I feel like when people don't get what they want and it don't go the way they want, they just start trying to suck people in. If it wasn't for, I'm going to tell you right now, if it wasn't for Dr. Phil, we wouldn't even know who that chick was. See, I hate people forget where they come from. Like, you want to throw shade on him now, but back then, he was on all his little stuff. He pretty much made you. And then now, your career ain't going the way you want it. You want to now say, years later, oh, he tried to do this and that to me on the ranch. And nah, get out of here, lady.
Okay, I feel like it's Fun Friday's taking a serious turn. Must have.
Gary.
Oh, go ahead. We want our talk show to go bigger than what it is now. Don't get it wrong or twisted. We love our YouTube show, but we want a talk show, right? So now here, we have one Monday to Friday for like 2 hours called This Morning that has Philip and Holly. We're like, and you have one with Ryan Seacrest, right?
Yeah, Kelly and Ryan. Yeah.
Is that what it's called, Kelly and Ryan?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh. Well,
I know it's
how does yours work? Because on this
and Regis.
On this morning,
Regis to Kelly.
On This Morning, basically what happens is they do what we do, like a rundown of the news headlines at the beginning.
That's better than us.
Then they'll have like a guest on, maybe a celebrity guest, you know, if they've got say Bridget.
We getting there.
They like, you know, like when Bridgerton came out, they'd have that Reggie dude on to talk about the series that's coming up. Then they'd have a cooking segment where there's a chef on there. They get amongst it, you know, eat a bit of food. Then they'd have like maybe a fashion segment. You know, then they'll have a giveaway. Then they'll have another guest. But like normal Joe Blogs public people, so it's something to do with a crime or blah blah blah. They'll always have a lot, like there's clips of them two literally just laughing, like, because they're having so much fun.
Exactly.
This is why I think I don't understand why we ain't been picked up yet, because we don't do.
I'm gonna tell you why we ain't been picked up yet, and it's not because of, you know, what we doing. It's because of the world is just now waking up. And you know, when we started this, it was a pandemic joint, so everybody was locked in on their computers and stuff like that. So now that the world is slowly waking up, you know, we don't get picked up. I don't care what nobody say. I want all this smoke.
And you know where
I know people. I'm sorry. Talk show. I know people I think we should hire.
I think that don't say if, it's when, not if. I think when we have our talk show on telly, it should be in the evening, because keep them ones that are on during the morning. Philip and Holly can keep their morning slot. I want an evening slot, you know?
Yeah, and I'm talking about, I want to be in between the late night shows and the morning shows.
See, now you've just reminded me. The Late Show with James Corden, right? You have that.
I like him. You talking about the carpool
yes,
guy?
The carpool guy. He come from the same hometown as me, High Wycombe. So if he can rep it and make it to the States with a big talk show, late night show, is carpool karaoke part of the Late Show, right?
I think so.
If he can do that, if it's good enough for James, it's good enough for me.
Yupper. Because I like all the late night shows, to be honest. But I keep forgetting my man's name because I get mixed up with him, Fallon and Kimmel. Their names are too close to me, but I like the one who has the Roots as his band. I love it.
Do you know what? This is an off-air Wednesday meeting conversation, but I'm going to chuck it out there anyway. When we have our talk show, I do think that we need a little segment. You know, like he's got his carpool karaoke. We need a little segment of something.
See, I'm all about putting people on. And you know how you said you had a fashion segment and you had a cooking segment. And then, you know, we got our celebrity and then we got our Joe Smo. You know who I think should be on our cooking segment?
Roy,
that's my boy.
Roy.
You know what? And it's so weird that I really enjoy Roy's cooking.
Yeah. Did you see yesterday's chicken wings I shared?
Yeah, and then he sent it to me too. He says, mentioned you in a comment. And I was like, oh, snap. Them wings was rock. I was like, man, I felt like I could taste those. But, you know, I like to eat, so it don't really make a difference.
You know what I like about us? I'm going to chuck it.
I like putting people on.
I'm going to chuck us out there, right? This is what I like about us. So, you know, like this morning, they would have a chef segment, right? But it would be Gordon Ramsay or, you know, like a top chef like Gino D'Acampo, whatever. Yeah. This is what I like about us. We're going to take people up there with us. So our cooking segment is going to be Roy. Yeah. Start my man off. Up he comes.
Like, who's he going to pick? Nah, we putting people off the block. Roy's off the block for me. Like, he makes stuff that I would generally eat by myself. So that's what I want. I don't want nobody.
And then you know, like on Ellen's show, she's got that Twitch guy who does the DJ thing. Oh, we got Knox over there in the corner doing the music.
We got our jingle man in the background. Yeah. You know, once his album comes out, he gets to grab the mic. I'm telling you, yo, we will be a force to be reckoned with, because I'm talking about we picking people off the block, yo. I mean, don't get it twisted now. You just can't pick everybody off the block.
But no, before someone jumps on the bandwagon and say, "You thought you was my friend. You didn't pick me."
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, this is a like I said, I went to get a haircut the other day, and my brother was like, "So how's you know how when you get your haircut, everybody's running your mouth, and the barbershop, a black barbershop, you know, everybody talks trash. You joke and laugh. And my brother loves when I come to the shop because I keep the comedy rolling. So I come in, he's cutting my hair, and I said, dude, I'm building an empire, man. I don't know about y'all. Like, look, I'm on that level now. I was like, yeah, I'm on that level to where, and I feel it. It's coming. that we bringing people along with us. I don't want to be like MC Hammer and just like take care of people. No, I want to put the right people in the right places at the right time, and then just let it just blossom into something dope. And I always have these visions of like certain people I would love to work with, and none of them are celebrities. They got their money, man. I'm trying to get with people who like me, just as hungry as I am. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
I want to have you know what I mean? I want to have a dominant empire of like everybody's eating and everybody's having fun. And that's the thing about our talk show. I thoroughly enjoy our show. I don't think, and then I'm a little biased too. I don't think anybody is better.
I mean, I'm not gonna front. I obviously watch the show back before it's loaded, because the only reason is, no, we ain't vain, but I know myself, if I don't watch the show back, I'm going to load it and somebody's going to message me and say, there's no sound, or it's gone blank halfway through. Do you know what I mean? And I'm going to be like, word, now I've got to take it off. We've got to do it again. So we just do it and then watch it and like that. I ain't going to front. There's been sometimes I have actually been wetting myself laughing at us, Yeah,
because, I watch all my our show. And I tell you right now, I thoroughly enjoy it. Even the ones where I think, that wasn't one of our best, but it's still dope.
Okay. I like the fun Fridays where we literally just laugh, or you spill your coffee, something happens and or you choke on your coffee because you're laughing. I like them sort of things that make me laugh. But especially, I went to the funeral yesterday with my dad. So we was on the journey, obviously, backwards and forth. He talks about the show just like your dad talks about the show. And he said to me, he said, I love the show. Don't get it twisted, like per se. I really like the shows where you two do not agree, because it opens up the floor. But I like them ones too, because it opens up the floor for a debate. It's an actual conversation.
Yeah, well, see, I'm gonna tell you, the great debates always work. You got, and then across the pond it's fitting because you're on the other side of the water. I'm here. You know what I mean?
But I think, there's a fly.
We go in, and guess what? At the end of the day, when we're watching it back, we both cracking up because this is us. This is what you're getting. You're not getting, this ain't written. This is no script.
No, but I think that we add a bit of everything, right? You're there, I'm here. So we got US, UK, two different sides of the world. You're male, I'm female. So there's two different options there. I'm white, you're black. There's two opposites there.
I love being black.
You're old, I'm young. I mean, two opposites.
Guess what?
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you at all. I'm aging gracefully. Thank you very much.
No one said you wasn't.
I'm just saying, it made me sound like, I'll be getting my little senior citizen bus pass soon.
But when you look at the talk shows that are there, like this morning, right? Similar age, both white, both in the same country. The only difference is one's male and one's female, Where's the variety? Where's the spice of life? Where's the seasoning there? There ain't no seasoning. We bring in the seasoning to that chicken.
I know. I'm saying it's coming. I can feel it in my bones. It's coming.
Okay, so let me ask you this then.
They don't want that smoke, huh?
Let me ask you this then. If we was to get a call, right, and say, yo, we got this prime time slot for you, 2-hour show, whatever. You have the choice. We carry it on as it is. You're there, I'm here. We do it like this, but somehow they link it up. Or we in the same place on the same sofa.
Whatever gets us a check, I'm on that first.
They've given you the option. The choice is yours. Same setup.
I think I would not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think I would keep it the way it is right now. Now, would I have, instead of having, and this is now this just popped in my head because I'm dope like that. Well, you know how we do our once a month live joint? our once a month live joint would be both
in
of us in the
person. Yeah, one month here, 1 month there.
right, like almost like a vlog type thing, to where like you get to fly here to the States and we do something crazy for a month, and then like I fly to England and you get to show me something crazy.
See, now I was talking about, my dad will say, I can't believe you dropped me under the bus again, but I was talking to him yesterday about the show, and we was talking about my birthday, because I'm going to be the big 40 this year. And he was like, what do you want to do, blah blah. And I was like, oh, I'd love to go to Vegas. And he was like, don't you want to go to New York? I said, I've been to New York. Are you sure? And I was like, what's in New York, Dad? Well, Ricky's there.
I am not in New York.
I said, yes. No, he's in Pennsylvania. Oh, but he come from New York and moved to Pennsylvania, right? And I said, no, Dad, he's always been in Pennsylvania. Wow, why did I think he come from New York? I said, don't know.
I don't know either, Pops, but guess what? If it makes you feel better, I've been in New York. I've been there. That's just
I've been there too. It's fab-dabby-dozy.
Pops, if you ever decide to come to New York, and I hope New York don't get mad at me, because you know.
But do you know what makes me laugh?
During Christmas.
Everything is about you. On this side of the pond, everything is about you. So like, as the conversation went on, my dad don't try, like, he's been abroad, but he said he's older. As he's older now, he's got no inclination to go abroad, right? Oh, we need to go to Scotland one day though, daughter. And I was like, well, yeah, I'll come. He used to go to Scotland all the time. I said, yeah, I'll come to Scotland with you. Wait for it. Can't go to Scotland till Rich comes though, because he wants to go there.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Someone is listening to me in the heavens, because I tell you that is one of my go-to places I want to go to. Everybody asks me that. Yeah,
but hold on. Why am I not allowed to go until you get here? Hold on. No one can go to Scotland because Rich wants to go.
I can't help it. I have that oozing of personality that people just love me. I just, I treat people the way I want to be treated. And
you better be careful, because your head won't get out that office door after this episode at this rate.
It won't. It's starting to go like this right here. Soon I'll be after like this. And I already got a big forehead, so it's just I have a bruise right here somewhere. We're getting off track here.
I know.
Because we're speaking our futures into existence. We're throwing it out there in the atmosphere.
We totally are the believers in the law of attraction.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I would want the show. That's how I want the show. I want the show, well, of course, they're going to have to hook our stuff up.
Oh yeah, and they're going to have proper cameras, not like on a PC or whatever.
My brother, I said one thing that I love about Soph, she is not playing that. She got to have her hands in all of that. Lighting, sound, the background, and I'm the man to just be like, we both, that's one thing, and I did tell somebody that, because they were like, you got a talk show? I was like, yeah. I said, well, one thing about it, nothing goes on in this talk show without both of us agreeing on it.
Agree.
I mean, like, we have our Wednesday meeting, and even our Wednesday meetings be dope. We both agree to what we're going to say, and then we leave it at that. Like, we don't say, oh, what are you going to say? You get excited and be like, well, don't tell me now. Throw it up there on Friday, or don't tell me now. I'm waiting till Sunday like everybody else. And I think that's what works between us, is that there's no script. Like, we come up with the ideas.
But you know what? This is the thing.
Like gay or nay, like, I don't know.
When we make it big, I wouldn't change that. I'd still have a weekly meeting, check over stuff, blah, blah, blah. But anybody that comes on the show that's a guest, that's been in the past, will verify this. Anybody that's to come on in the future, when we say, we just roll with it. We are not lying. We don't script nothing. We don't think of questions, because we did contact somebody and ask them to be a guest on the show, and they messaged me and said, great, can you send me a list of the questions? And I was like, there is no questions. It's just a chat. We just talk to you, ask you about the specific subject that you happen to know about, job you do or whatever, and whatever happens. If at any point anyone felt uncomfortable, I'm sure they'd say, I don't feel comfortable answering that. They don't have to answer it, but There is no set of questions.
Yeah, and I think every guest that has been on has enjoyed it. Has really enjoyed it because they don't have that added pressure on reviewing questions
or overthinking it. If you overthink it, then you'll be like, oh my God, what should I say about that? Or what did I say I was going to say about that? And you just go with the flow.
You're in the straight hot seat from day one. And the thing about it is, and we ain't going to keep you, and that's the thing about it too, we don't keep you on long.
Nah, half an hour. We don't keep you on long. I think the longest person we kept on was Knox, and that was because I kept adding things like, can he do a couple of beats, or can he do this, or can he do that, you know? And do you know what? He never faltered. He brought his A game and he rocked it.
Yeah, he was like, and see me, as much as I love hip hop, I totally forgot about him doing a freestyle. And you was like, well, wait a minute. And that's what I love. She picks up on the vibe. She was like, wait a minute. You can't come up on the show talking about rapping and not have no.
This is the only one thing I can guarantee anybody that's going to be a guest, whatever your specialist subject is, I will chuck you under the bus with zero notice and say, drop us some beats, read us something from your book, sing us a song, whatever you do, I guarantee you that will be my parting statement.
Yeah, so if you want to prepare for anything, prepare for anything.
And I'm going to put this out there as well. We've said it before. If there's anybody that's got a particular job, a hobby, a subject they're passionate about, if you want to be a guest, message us.
Because we'll put you on. Because like, I'm gonna tell you, y'all gonna love Roy when we get him on here. Because
I'm gonna message him. We need to hook this up because
Roy said we said, Roy, you want to get on the show? He was like,
listen,
yeah. I'm gonna Sunday. He was like, ooh, no,
hold on, let's chuck him under the bus now. He was meant to be last month's guest, but why couldn't he come on the show? Because we were in lockdown and he hadn't been to the barbers and had a haircut.
He was like, oh no, you ain't catching me without a lineup or something. Now, see, that's what I mean by that's 100% real. Because I used to tell my kids all the time, like, celebrities, basketball players, people who are in the limelight, I can't understand how you don't dress like when you know you about business. Basketball players, how you come out on the court, hair all rolled up, looking crazy.
Because some people, money goes to their head. They think they got money. They don't need to make an effort. So,
you know what I mean? And then you got certain celebrities. Now, if you catch them off guard, most celebrities, paparazzi just catch them off guard, which is cool. But then, Dolly Partner says she wears makeup every time she come out the house because she says she don't know who she's gonna run into. She's at the grocery store, she $100 bill.
If you was to ask my mom, she'd say I did that when I was younger. I wouldn't even open the door to the mailman without makeup on. Now, as I'm older, I'm a bit like, might risk it for a biscuit. But
but that's what I'm saying. Talk shows, and one thing I had to learn doing this, you're gonna get 1,000 talk shows that are the same. You know what I mean? Like, at first we was kind of like on the fence, like, yo, they biting us. And now we're like, may the best talk show win. Unfortunately.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is my mom would say.
We ain't even thinking about y'all. We on the top of the chart. But then, and then like I tell you, I got my muse, you got your muse. I'm telling you, we taking everybody with us, yo. That's legit and got some good sense.
Movie reviews will have to stay. We still do our radio stint because that's what started us. Oh my God, he's off.
I don't know what's going on with this dry ass cough. Hold on, let me put some, because you had me laughing all hard earlier. Hold on.
Oh, now it's my fault. Okay, there we go. It's coming out now. The truth's coming out.
I'm blaming it on you. I'm giving you all the smoke right now, yo.
And we're still going to do our series review, which we're just about to slide into now for the week.
Oh yeah, without question. Are you ready?
What is it?
Atypical.
Now, we have mentioned this on the show before. We talked about this. We mentioned it on the show that we talked about autism, but we haven't actually done it as a feature per se, right?
Right.
So here it is, Atypical on Netflix.
Yeah, and I think it's coming to its, I want to say season finale.
How many? Do you
There's
know how
three
many
seasons.
seasons? Was
There's
it
three
four?
seasons right now, and it's a beautiful, beautiful show. It's about it's a heartfelt comedy about this teenage boy who has autism, and he feels as though he's ready for the real world. So he goes to a regular high school, he gets a girlfriend, he gets a job, and it just kind of like correlates his whole entire family. So like, it shows how the parents deal with him having autism and going to a regular school, yada yada.
The
He has
sister.
a sister, and she's like, I wouldn't say she's like a jock but she's dealing with her stuff and she still looks out for her brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the parents, and then you have his girlfriend, who I happen to follow on Instagram, and I did something. I threw this out there. Her name is Jenna Boyd, and I don't have too many celebrity crushes. She's probably way too young for me, but her character on the show is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's his girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and not just because she's his girlfriend, but how she handles him and her quirkiness is through the roof. They picked the right person. Well, anyway, I follow her on Instagram. I'm not one of those Instagram stalkers. The worst thing anybody can say to you is no.
Mm-hmm.
So I followed her through the pandemic. She comes on off and on. She talked, what you women talk about makeup, and she had an apartment. What should I do with this? What should I do with that? Well, recently, I think they're starting back up. A lot of these shows and movies are now starting to start back up and go back into production. And she talked about how, she's going to miss the show. Yeah, so I guess it's the season finale. Season finale, like the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said she was going on she was on there talking about she was going on a road trip. She was by herself. She's packing up. She's going to be on the road for 2 days. Does anybody have any suggestions on podcasts and everything else? And you best believe I caught
ATP all the way.
I said across the pond with Rich and Soap. So I'm hoping she sees this or hears it, and I'm like, yeah, that was me.
If she's watching, she could come and be a guest on the show.
I would love it. But, that's just me. So, yeah, that's my little...
So, anyway, after your thing, back to the series, Atypical. I loved it. He's got a job, so I like things like that. I like to see how they portray things, is it the same? Does Alfie have the same sort of traits, blah, blah, blah. I really liked it. I liked the character. I totally warmed to him, definitely. Yeah, I liked it. Mm-hmm. What are you giving it out of 5?
And I'm giving it a straight 5. But you know what gets me about these series now is that these people that play young folks is like old as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were like teenagers for real. And then, me, I go digging. If I really like a show, people, I go digging. I want to know like their real names and what they doing. And
he really isn't a stalker,
like
folks.
Adults. Huh? You got Sam, Casey, Elsa. Them is my boy. And then Michael Rappaport plays the daddy. And then the mama, I don't know if anybody, I'm showing my age here, but her name is Jennifer Jason Lee.
Okay. Can we just hold the thing? I need to plug this in, otherwise it's going to die.
5. Basically, that's what she was saying to y'all. I need to wrap it up. I'm rating it a 5. Why she's plugging it up. So this is when we make it big. We won't have these. We won't have this right here. They'll pretty much have somebody in the background telling us to wrap it up.
Oh my gosh, and it's not even going to stretch that far.
Long past your time slot. Wrap it up.
Yeah, somebody's going to be there with one of those clapper boards saying 5, 4, 3.
With a little headset. Wrap it up, people.
Yeah, and if we still go over, they're just going to cut us off, and it'll be like when you watch it back, and all of a sudden, woo! Tune in next week to see what they said. Yeah, so I really like the show. I'm also going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I like it. Not just because it's I like it because it's relatable. It's family oriented. It's harmless. You know what I mean? But it's real. I like stuff that are real.
Yeah. So that's getting Atypical on Netflix. A big fat 10 out of 10.
There's 3 seasons already. So if you feel like if you're a binge watcher, this is a good binge watcher.
Binge away.
So being that we done put our talk show in existence, and also we gave some serious shout outs to Sally, Jesse, Raphael, Jenny. What was the other girl's name? Ricki Lake, Oprah, Ellen, Donnie,
Philip and Holly, Seacrest and whatever her name is, Roy,
Kelly is Kelly's.
Nelly, Kelly, what can you say? But let's just, before we wrap this up, let's have a look. So tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Put that out there, sweetie.
It's not going to get cancelled. Tomorrow.
No.
We are doing Instagram Live, 3 p.m. US Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. UK, Great, whatever it's called, Great Minute, I don't know how they say GMT, whatever that stands for, who knows. But anyway, it's...
I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to get it in.
Listen, it's not just any live. We're going to have a chat like we normally do. There's probably going to be some alcohol, which there always is. But
it will be some alcohol. It won't be beer this time because I broke the seal and I ran back and forth like the whole time. But
it's going to be a one-off offer. The lovely Richalicious has got a book out, as you may or may not know, Reflections by Richard Payne, available on Amazon. It is normally $12.99. Now, Rich is going to do a book reading tomorrow during the live. That's the first gem. The second gem is, for one time only, if you message us, order the book with us on the live tomorrow, you can get it for $10. Now that is what I call a bargain.
Girl, stop it. You're making me blush.
Do you know what? He might even sign it if you ask him. So why don't you get it for somebody as a present? And he can say, to Miss Dot, happy birthday, love, Rich. Yeah. No extra cost. No extra cost for that. Pen to paper. I just want to get out there again. I did have the first ever hard copy to come out and it was signed. Mic drop. If you want to get in the Cool Kids Club and get your copy, can you show us the book again, please? Model it for us. Yes, hold it up a little bit. Up. There you go. Look at that little view.
That's a good looking man right there.
Reflections by Richard Payne Sr.
Futures past.
So yes, folks, for one time you can get this fabulous offer. I should be on QVC. Never mind, have a talk show.
On top of that, we're going to do a little spin. It's going to be a little different as far as poetry reading. We have a total of...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We have a total of 66 pages.
So you get to pick what poems are read.
So what we're going to do is, if you decide to show and party with us, I'm learning because, you know, we're not, I'm just not going to read the whole thing. We're going to talk our ish.
We're just going to, and then we're going to say, can someone give us a number? And then somebody types in 10, Rich will read whatever is on page 10.
Yeah, like say if everybody says 10, how many 10s versus how many whatever, then that's
who knows how it's going to work. I say the first one to comment gets their number. That's how it is.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm ready though. I'm ready for
because otherwise you might have 10, 5, 2, 60, and they're like, well, which one? First person to comment, you are in there like swimwear. And if you want if you want your number read, you just got to tap fastest finger first next time we ask.
Pretty much. And you know, when you got beverages involved, we're gonna say people like, oh, I meant to push that.
Yeah, this could actually be a disaster, or it could be best thing since sliced bread.
I just know I'm not going to get too liquored up, or you're going to get a you're gonna get a fun poetry reading. But I'm ready. I'm all in. Let's get in. That's how we do it.
And then Serious Sunday is going to be one of our most popular episodes, which has actually been, I want to say, thumbnailed, pinned, whatever the word is. Oh, it's a trailer. When you go on YouTube and you type us in, it asks you to give a trailer. That's the trailer because it was the most popular episode. Crime, Guns, and the Law. Back by popular demand. Sunday will be part two.
I want all this. I'm so tired.
Part 2 is coming at you.
All right, people. I'm still looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and then again
3 days
Sunday.
in a row.
Overload. Get in. This is Self.
This is Rich. And I really apologize because I haven't got the jingle today.
Booyaka, booyaka.
There you go. That'll do. That'll be our jingle. Sorry, Knox. Sorry.
It's okay, Knox. Once we make it big, don't get it. Royalties is gonna come in, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna chuck it out. I'm gonna play our jingle on the live tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah. Let them know we bringing people along with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, enjoy your Friday. Huh?
You're from across the pond. She forgot her going away single. This is Self.
This is Rich. And we are from across the pond. See you tomorrow for some fun book reading alcohol.
Yes.
Yepper.
And we will be plastering what we're drinking on because, I need we need side hustles too. We all about that grind.
Yepper.
So when people, because I'm still feeling some type of way that Tasty Cake said, we're glad you like your stuff. I'm the one that promoted it, but they just seem to just love you.
Actually, you didn't promote it. You just sent it to me. I promoted it by eating it and giving a review on it.
Well, how would you even know about it if I didn't send it to you?
You're the supplier. I'm the promoter. That's how that little.
They could have at least said thank you for letting somebody from across the pond taste our Tasty Cakes.
Well, they could have said, I can't believe they've gone international. Let us send you some so you can try some other flavors.
They didn't even do anything like that. But
Nothing.
It's all good.
Listen, when they want to be featured on our show, after Roy's chicken wings, can you just feature the dessert as a Tasty Cake? Oh, hell to the no.
Yes.
They are good though.
People, we will see you tomorrow. So this is why we need a jingle. Because this kills all this dead air right here. And we just get off the show.
See you tomorrow.